Hello, this is Mary Jo Fox, and I'd like to share with you some updated information on the QRI assessment and the Journeys Cold Read. Why make these changes? Well, in 2014-15, we received some feedback from our classroom teachers on the MTSS team that some students were overly familiar with QRI passages. When we did a data analysis of the QRI usage, it confirmed the teachers' findings. So what our goal is to make these changes so our assessments will provide the most accurate information to lead your instruction. What are the changes? Well, the pieces that I'm really going to go in depth in the screencast are our top three, and then we've got some pieces that I'm just going to give you just a quick FYI. The big pieces are that QRI will only be administered at the end of the year and at that time to the whole class. We'll be having some new beginning of the year guidelines and just some different ways for you to communicate information about students' reading level to parents. Those FYIs are that we're going to be having some different titles for our QRIs. You will now be stopping when you go to do that testing at the end of the year at a QRI 6. Knowing that if a student is reading at a QRI 6, that they are substantially above grade level, and that will give you enough information for you to focus on their instruction and going deeper with their comprehension. The final piece is that there will be limited use of QRIs in the primary grades. As a matter of fact, it will not be used at all in kindergarten. All of these things that I'm going to be sharing can be found in the packet that you received on August 7th. Big picture, QRIs will only be done at the end of the year, will be done on all students, and that the protocol for QRI assessments will stay the same. Now, if we're doing them on all students at the end of the year, we want to make sure that it's manageable. And so what the plan is that you will be able to begin testing your above level students and your strong on grade level students during the third quarter. We're hoping that this will minimize disruption to your instruction. I would recommend, though, that you assess your below-level students in May so you have more time for that small group instruction. Our grade level expectations stay the same. At the end of the year in third grade, the expectation is that students will be reading at a QRI 4. Students who are reading a QRI 3 or below are considered below grade level. Students reading at a QRI 5 or above are considered above grade level. Now, if you're not going to be able to do a QRI at the beginning of the year, which some of your buildings might have had as your normal protocol, you might be wondering, what can you use for your students so you get to know them as readers? You can use the Journeys Cold Read. This current year, 2015, it is optional, and we're just field testing it. But in 2016, it will be required. Another piece of information that you can glean is from going and using our beginning of the year district assessments. And then the third piece of information is going to the previous year, so the student's second grade end of the year QRIs or their reading level. Now, the passage that has been selected for you to use with the Journeys Cold Read is called A Special Pet. It's available in the packet that was distributed on August 7th, and it's where we'd expect students to be at the beginning of third grade. This is to be used on all students who are reading at a QRI 1 or above. Now, for students who are reading below a QRI 1, this text is going to be too difficult. So what's recommended is that you use a leveled guided reading book. You use it on the level that you have found that the student was reading at the end of second grade. Be sure it's one that the student hasn't read before. What you'll do is you'll do a running record on it. So again, you'll understand about the student's fluency and accuracy, and then ask them some comprehension questions or have them retell it so you can tell, are they able to comprehend what they read? Now, for all of the other students, what you're going to be doing is you can go and use a special pet. It's a two-part assessment. Part 1 is a running record that you will be administering individually to each student. By doing this, you'll be able to get information on your students' fluency and their accuracy. Part 2 is comprehension. Something key to note is that students can look back in the text. There are 5 questions, 4 of them multiple choice and 1 constructed response. Targeted students should answer the comprehension questions individually with you, the teacher. Your on-level and above-level students can answer these questions independently. So what you would do is give them a copy of the text that they just read and the questions. Students could go and reread it again if they would choose to, but you may not prompt them. And as they're going to answer the questions, they can go and look back in the text. Now, that communication piece with parents. While you're not going to be administering the QRIs at the beginning of the year, you may have parents that want to know information from the end of 2nd grade about their child's reading level. Please do not share the actual QRI reading level with parents, either orally or in writing. Just share with parents whether or not their child is reading on grade level, above grade level, or below grade level. If the parents want more information, show them a copy of the text that's considered on grade level. If parents really are very adamant about knowing this information, which very might be the case this year since this is something new and in the past they had received this information, please go and refer them to your principal, and your principal will work with them and just explain to them what the rationale is. Any questions? Please visit with your building IRT or with Christy Farr, your 3rd grade IRT. And as always, please feel free to contact me either at the IRC, either by phone or by email. Thank you.